And Claire, you can take us away. Thank you.
So I'm just gonna chat, and I want everybody to kind of be working in their brains. Thank you all for being here this morning. We want to give a big, huge shout out for a quick recovery because George has the flu. So I'm filling in fast time, not at Ridgemont High. And for those of y'all that are of a certain age. So Tiffany's laughing. So we're going to discuss together about maximum value on how to bombard your database this month. Okay, with items of value. Okay, bring your ideas. I've got a few to go over, and then we're going to open it up. However, let me just say, this is going to be fast and furious. I've got my notepad out already, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that I've got a hard stop at 9:30 because of grit. Okay, so if someone can be throwing out ideas and writing notes real quick on what you do, items of value for your people, that would be great. Unmute yourself and go.
Pies.
Recipes. Oh,
Local events that are happening every month.
Where they can go for free pictures with Santa.
come on, guys, keep it going. What do you guys send out? We got Liz said pies.
We send an email on Thursdays with a weekend recap, a couple family things, a couple date night things, a couple kids only things. So that goes out every Thursday.
Ooh. And does that go to your entire database?
Anyone hashtag local, yes.
Oh, okay. Yep. Makes sense. What other ideas do you guys have?
Family events.
Family events? Anything else?
You can call around to food banks and see who's in the highest need for what and send it out to your database.
Yes, I love that. I absolutely love that idea.
Someone recommended putting just grocery bags on a neighborhood that you're farming and say, here's the date, I'll pick these up. If you want to put a canned or non-perishable item in there, I'll be back.
Ooh,
Upcoming school events and local town sports signups. Get parents involved.
nice. I've got some things in the chat. Birthday cards, Christmas cards, cookie trays, anniversary cards. What other items of value are you guys providing to your database? Whether it is sending it out via email, calling to tell them, or texting like a template of the same thing over and over to your database. What kinds of things are you guys communicating with them?
So today our team is running a shuttle from 9 to 12 for our clients that can't get to the polls if they want to vote. So that's something you guys could do immediately.
Wow.
Knocked it out of the park, Kara.
That is
Knocked
so
it out of the
awesome.
park.
That is fantastic.
So as I was listening to y'all, sorry I went off camera for a moment. I didn't want to be a distraction because I wanted y'all to like roll that out as quickly as y'all could. And this is what's so awesome. When you're taking all of those ideas and putting them to the next level, taking them from E to P, from entrepreneurial to purposeful, how can you take those action items and those thank yous and the way that you're pouring into your database and make that extract business from your database for zero to low cost? Thank you, Tiffany. Zero to no cost.
Follow up.
How, Kara?
Maybe partner with a preferred lender or a title company.
Thank you, Heather.
Pick up the phone. Just get right to it. Pick
Yes.
up the phone. Make a personal connection here.
Make a personal
the care
connection.
calls.
Yep. So if you're doing those warm things that you're sending out and you're making those personal calls, on those calls, are you able to have a quick forward conversation? Please write this down. Forward, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. Because in these calls, you're thanking them for their continued trust in you, your team, your real estate professionals, everything. So you're thanking them this month because it's Thanksgiving. So here are some things that I wanted to go over as well. During this time of the year, I send out real estate reviews to all of our people, past clients, families, friends, And this is what it includes, which I know that I dropped it in the chat. And Tiffany, thank you for dropping it again. If you want more information. However, this is what a real estate review consists of. A white envelope, which I put on the page, a folder that holds all the pages you're going to have, and a thank you note, handwritten. Okay. All of these things we use in our buyer and seller consultations, right? So if we're being purposeful and we're sending somebody's closing statement, if they're from this year, because they'll need that for their accounting purposes, for their taxes. And if they've developed equity, we have tax rolls. So look at that checklist really quick, because here's the kicker. Take yourself, take your mind out of the fact that you're a sales associate. You are a real estate consultant. You are a professional. Okay. You are sitting in a prime position to meet your needs of the clientele and the database that you have. How are you meeting them with items of value? Real estate reviews, pies, what would the recipes, anniversary cards, Christmas cards. Somebody put Xmas cards. Who was that? Oh, Liz. So here's what's so cool. Liz knows I don't send out Christmas cards. I send out Thanksgiving cards, because Thanksgiving cards don't fall into anybody getting upset that I didn't say Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, all of that, or Happy Holidays as opposed to Merry Christmas. It takes that completely out of it. And by a show of hands, those of y'all that want to turn your cameras on and those are on camera, how many of y'all get Thanksgiving cards? Look at those heads.
None.
However, if you were to receive a Thanksgiving card, wouldn't you think it's pretty impressive? Right? Karen's shaking her head. There's a few of y'all nodding your heads. Here's what's so cool. We get bombarded by holiday cards, right? And we stick them on our tree or we stick them somewhere, we put all of our cards up. However, if we got a Thanksgiving card, does that stand out? Yes, it does. In our Thanksgiving cards for our group, I put a little snippet piece of paper that says, we would love to hear from you because we would like you to know we're going to donate to your charity of choice. We thank you for your continued support in our business. That's a call to action. That's also if they don't respond, because it gives them a little place where they can respond, either online. Where's my Jessica and my Chris, my little social media butterflies and Liz Quinones. Okay. So here's what's so cool. Y'all do so much on social media. How cool is it if somebody gets something in the mail and it's a call to action on social media? Oh, I love this charity. And then you back it up by saying, oh, our group donated in your name for that charity. Because it's about giving. It's about giving back. It's about that trust. It's about knowing your people, developing a way where you can show them thank you, and you're crushing your database, crushing it. From that, I can assure you, and Liz, I think the last numbers of the November when we were together, when we were working together, in the month of November, it totally filled our first quarter pipeline. I think we had, close to 16 listing appointments, and we had so many buyers we didn't know what to do. And the buyers agents that were on our team didn't want to work. So these are things and action items that's meeting the needs of your people, touching their hearts for pennies on the dollar. I know I'm giving a lot. I get Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to read this chat at the same time. Yes, I get Thanksgiving cards every year from my financial planner and my insurance company. Absolutely. And most professionals, they do Christmas cards. They don't do Thanksgiving cards. So Thanksgiving cards will stand out for you. And then you're following that up with real estate reviews as well. It's pennies on the dollar to send that stuff out to them. It's stuff that they need each and every year. If they've done any kind of renovations, they need to make sure that they're getting that to their tax people. If it's people that have closed with you this year, they need their closing statement for their taxes because they probably lost it. They don't know where that envelope is with all their closing stuff in it. Items of value during this month are priceless, and you're not running into the hectic busy mailing world of December. You're staying out of that realm. So it's less likely to get lost. So it's strategic, right? Which allows you to follow up and follow through, pick up the phone, which I didn't cuss. Tiffany, aren't you glad? Pick up the phone. These are warm calls, not cold calls. Warm calls, not cold calls. Does that make sense? Keith, he's walking around. Tony Fuentes, I see you, buddy. Hey. All right. So any questions on what we're going through?
I have a quick question. Did someone mention, did it chat social? Is there like a chat or text message service to do kind of chat text newsletters or video newsletters as opposed to e-newsletters?
So I am so glad you asked that, Holly, because I wish Ian Anderson was on the line because he does have the texting capability to do that. And I don't know what service he uses.
We have Ali Partovi on the call. Ali,
Ollie's on
you're
there too.
driving. Ali, do you happen to know of any services that allow this? Sorry to tag you in while you're driving. You know, you're our guru when it comes
I know,
to
and he's got to unmute. If he has a wreck because of this,
Try to unmute. There are a couple. You have a simple version through KV Core that you can do mass texting. There's another app called, I believe, In Touch. And then if you really want to go high level, and this is an expensive item, it's called Launch Control. It allows you to do mass texting up to like 10 or 50,000 texts a month. And then you can automate and everything else. I wouldn't recommend that, but you can use something like In Touch or KV Core. We're actually, we have the KV Core class tonight at 7 p.m. at exp.fun, and I'll probably do some research on that. So maybe we'll talk about it tonight's call as well. But yes, you can do that.
That's
Thanks,
cool.
Ollie.
And is there a service you guys use to do mass video texting? I feel like there was something I was using, but it wasn't perfect. So I wondered if there was something else.
You can use BombBomb. BombBomb is a mass video
Yep.
as well. You can use that.
And BombBomb can be used via text as well. Oh my gosh, everybody's basically in their cars today. Good gravy. Hello, Deep. Keith's walking over. Keith's finally stationary in his kitchen.
Yes,
We're going-
I have
we're
to
going to
wash
vote,
the
Claire.
dishes.
Do what?
We're
I
going
have
to
to
vote.
wash the dishes.
We're going to vote. Well, I can't vote until after. And I've got grid after this, so I will go after.
So that's why
Most
people were in their
won't be
cars.
there when I go. So. So how many of y'all already have a plan to do something different this specific year and how you're giving back to your people and showing them thank you and crushing your database with items of value? Who's going to make that decision? Good, great.
Well, I saw Keith's hand up and Will Matthews' hand went up too.
Oh, please, Keith, go ahead.
No, that was just a thumbs up that I'm going to make
Oh.
that decision to do that.
Go ahead, Will.
I'm just working on, for the first time, doing a client party. So for Christmas, just having a little coffee shop drop in kind of party. Looking to team up with a couple of other agents to kind of, cover the cost of that, work with some vendors and things like that. So, Scott Deputy talked about that, I don't know, years ago when he was talking about his parties. You send out the invitation. That's the one touch. Hey, call, hey, did you get the invitation? That's your two touch. See them at the party. If they don't show up at the party, call them, hey man, we really missed you at the party. I mean, there's like 5 touches involved in this whole thing. And it's all just about, hey man, I wanted to see you. I want to talk to you. And, so we're going to try that. It's not my wheelhouse for sure. I'm not a hospitality kind of guy. I mean, my wife's way better at that than I am. So, I mean, I'm friendly. I just don't know how to set a table,
Well, Will, that is a great thing. And some of y'all may do client appreciations by pies or whatever and having holiday parties. So here's the thing. If you're digging deep in your database, who has brought you referrals? Who has continued to do business with you? And if you're developing lists within your database of your top 50, your top 150, and then everyone who is in your phone, here's what's cool. So if your influencers and your referral business and your past clients that have done over 2 transactions with you are in that top 50, that's a VIP client event. You get your vendors involved. These lists are imperative to you because you're going to be able to have VIP people, because out of referral business comes referral business. Okay. This is the way that people do business. It's a business to business thing. So when you're looking at your client appreciation and you're looking at your database, how many of us on this call today can say, I've got a top 50 that I'm in constant contact with. I have a top 150 that are continuing to show that they love me, like me, and appreciate me. And then how many of us have databases that are larger than 500, not including Zillow leads or paid online leads? I mean, truly, if those people over the 200 that I had mentioned, the top 50 and the top 150, if your phone was to ring, their face would show up on your phone. And if you were to call them, your face would show up for them. Right? This is taking it from E to P so far as your database and the items of value. Because if you are doing a return on investment, please understand, everyone who knows you, likes you, appreciates you, that is a 40 to a 45% return on investment year over year from those people alone. 40%. That's better than Zillow. That's better than KV Core. That's better than online leads. That is the biggest return on your investment, is picking up the phone and saying, what can I do for you? This is what we have coming up. We appreciate your continued trust in us, and we want to give back to you. Huge, huge. Who wouldn't want a 40 to a 45% return ROI? That is your business, is your phone. That is your people. That is keeping in touch. And here's what's so cool. Let me just let you know about a little bitty person who's on this call today, Al Partovi. I asked him, I needed his help. I told him the situation that I had. Do you know what he did without me having to call him back? He had somebody contact me to meet my needs. And I got to meet that person in person. They came to meet me in person. Do you know how much that meant to me? Thank you, Al, by the way. So are we meeting and exceeding the needs of the people that are in our phone, knowing that that is a 40 to a 45% return on our investment, ROI, closed transactions year over year? Really? Liz, where's Liz? Liz, unmute yourself.
Yes, what I do.
How many people, not including your open house, okay?
Mhm.
How many people from your sphere of influence did business with you last year or this year?
I would say probably like anywhere from 10 to 12. I don't have the exact number on me.
Would you say that that's close to the 40 to the 45% of your business return ROI?
Oh, 100%. I think
There
it's
you go.
over.
Okay. Al. Oh, he's muted. Is he stopped yet? Who else wants to speak up? Karen. Miss Class Educator herself of real estate. Come on, Miss Expert. You got to unmute yourself. Hang on, Deep. Hang on. Karen's trying to unmute. There she goes. Okay,
Technically
now
challenged. Okay, hit the wrong button and it's pulling up all kind of Microsoft stuff. Good morning, everybody. Yes, Claire, you got it. Hit the nail on the head. I would say out of the 22 transactions I've closed so far, 90% are sphere of influence.
90%. So that's over
Yeah.
the 40 to 45.
Yeah. Yeah.
90%.
Yeah, and I know people say, well, you've been doing it so long, but I started just like some people on this call. I started just like you. I didn't believe agents who said they just got repeat business. I thought they were lying, but it does happen. You just have to keep working them, keep in touch. And I love the idea. I can't remember who called it out, but I'm going to do that this year for the first time. I mean, the Boy Scouts do it. The post office does it. Put little Publix bags on your neighbor's doors. Everybody wants to do something, giving back and giving thanks during this time of the year. They just don't have time. Do it for them. Put a little note, put your card. You're making a run to the local food bank. Our brand new elementary school has its own food bank in our neighborhood. So I know everyone will do that. And then they'll have my information, and then it'll be like someone said, it'll be another opportunity to touch and thank the people that did put food in their bags. And just, if you promise to do something, just do it.
Absolutely. Thanks, Karen. Go ahead, Deep.
Claire, just to go back on what Karen said, I totally agree with my business, or mine and Alina's business is, I would say 85% referral. When I say that 85%, guys, just wrap that head around you. So if I did 50 deals, 85% of them came from referral. You don't have to do much at all because somebody else has done all the heavy lifting for you. Somebody calls and says, go talk to Claire, she's the girl, or call Deep. They've done anything and everything. The referral, that something like that will take you a long way. I go out of my way to do things for people. I have transactions 17 years ago. I can look it up, find old surveys, do things for clients. Initially, when Alina joined me 10 years ago, it's going to be 10 years coming January. And she used to tell me, why do you do that? And now she realizes why she does that too. So even her business is becoming the same way. It's all about giving, giving, giving. And it comes 100-fold, not even 10-fold, guys. Second fall for holidays, we've been doing this for 4 years. I collect toys for a nonprofit foster care system who handles 4 counties in Orlando. And we've been growing since 4 years ago. We were at 3,000, then it was 6,000, then it was 8,000, and last year it was 10,000. And how I do it, I don't do anything. I get people involved. I'm good at harassing people. I call my clients. Hey, I've got an event. When can I come and pick up the toys? I go pick up the toys. They don't have time for shopping. They Venmo me the cost. They want to put $10. We'll take $10. I go shop. I tag them. I make them feel part of that transaction. And I fill out a form for them. So when end of the year, that organization sends them a thank you card. It goes and 100 over time. A lot of people want to help. They just don't know what to do and how to do it. Lead them. So just imagine from today onwards, I start the marketing most probably today for that toy drive till and almost till third week of December or second week of December. I will be interacting with clients all the time, not talking about real estate, only talking about giving, giving, giving. And people love doing that. We're going to do an appreciation party like we did last year. Just on the appreciation party, people asked me, what can we get you or Alina? We said nothing for us. Toys. We got $2,800 of toys just in the 2.5 hours. So use what you have. If you got 10 people, use 10 people, guys. You got to start somewhere. I didn't start, my toy drive didn't start from 8,000 right away. It was 1,800, maybe 800 was my own money, but it started. It's all about doing. It's not how much you do. It's starting some point.
I agree, Deep, and that's a mic
That's
drop
it,
right there. I appreciate that. So here's what's so cool. Those of y'all that are new in the business and may not have a lot of transactions underneath your belt, start with your friends and family. Your immediate sphere of influence. Start with your friends and family. Say, you know what? These are the things that I want to do, whether it's a pie, whether it's, toys to a local charity, because it will grow. Because people don't want to do business with people who don't care. And I think it goes back to the old adage, and I see all of your faces. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Do you think by any stretch of the imagination that I would have said no to Tiffany that called me this morning to say, hey, Claire, George has the flu. Can you fill in Tuesday? There was no question. It was yes. Because I know that I care for Tiffany. I care for George. I care for our group and I want us to grow. Now, is this all about me talking? No, it's us bringing our ideas. This is our kitchen table. This is what's working for us. And it is about consistency. So this is what's so cool. I saw the coolest video, and I'm going to shout out because I see her beautiful face. Chris did a huge video that where she had tears streaming down her face. She was just like, and I actually, for the first time, actually clicked to read the more. I was in tears because she was talking about everybody who was throwing crap at her and saying that she couldn't do it. And however, her mindset was, I don't care through the tears. I don't care through the bumps, through the bruises. I'm going to do this. And now we get to see Chris, who is a star in our business, star profession, star in her area. And it's just incredible how much she gives back because now she owns her community. She owns her town and she's growing beyond that. And she took possession of that because she loved it. She took what she knew to do, did it at the highest level. So when we're doing this holiday stuff, take it to the next level this year. This is what will sustain your business for the next 12 months. Educate them, love on them, because this is the best month to do it. It's huge. You want business in the first quarter, you should have started at the 1st of October. Just saying. However, you can start now. Draw a line in the sand, start now. Do something for others, okay? And use the platinum rule. Don't use the golden rule, use the platinum rule. Here it is. The golden rule says do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Hang on. Platinum rule says do unto others as they would like have done to them. Get you out of the equation. Do it for them. Because if you're doing these events because you know you got commission coming, you just lost it. If you're doing it because you have a thankful heart for what they have done for you, then you're doing it for them. That's the right mindset. And that can be talked about more on Wednesdays, right? With Fred. This is not about mindset. This is about crushing your database with items of value. Your biggest value you can crush your database with is this. It is the universal language. And there's only two. And the first one is love. Love on your people. Love on your people like George loves on us. Love on them. Appreciate them. Tell them you love them. Call them. Just like what Deep said earlier. Don't call them about business. Call them to say you love them, appreciate them. You thank them for everything that they have done for you, your family, your goals, your dreams. Most of them don't even know them. Chris shaking her head. By the way, I love you. I was in tears this morning, girlfriend. Good gravy. That was a great video. I love the mascara running down. Kisses to you too. You know, now I've got a hard stop at 9:30. So if we're taking all these ideas and digging deeper into them, deep dug deep, okay, Claire gives clarity, dig deeper. How can you make it even more purposeful for your people? And this is what's so cool. The items of value that we had mentioned, pies, client events, real estate reviews, charity events, you know, the bags on people's doors where you're picking up for your local food closet, la, 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 la. I talk too much. Here's the thing. Those of y'all who know me know that I love fur babies. You know, who out there is fur babies? Who has been in touch with their local non-kill shelter? Their ASPCA, their animal control people. What can you do for them? Do they need blankets? Do they need food? Can you create something that helps your community and helps your people get involved, and you just be the conduit, just like what Deep was talking about it. He harasses people and gets people involved. He didn't have to do all the work. Get your people involved that are of like-mindedness. You've got your tribe. You know, I mean, simple enough. In your newsfeed on Facebook, what sponsored ads keep popping up? That's what you're interested in. Because of all the algorithms of what you search. You know, right now I had to get new rugs for the house. So all of my Facebook feed is freaking washable rugs. And I'm like, delete, 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 delete. Don't show, it's irrelevant now. You know, so I have to teach the new algorithms. One thing is for sure, you always see spiritual stuff run through my feed. You will always see that I'm a God-loving person. I am not a human being. I'm a spiritual being trapped in a human skin. And I refuse to take no for an answer. And I'm going to pour into the lives of everybody around me. Dare me that that's not so. I stand bold on that, and ain't nobody gonna shake my tree. Nothing is gonna shake my tree. Just like nothing shook Chris's tree. Nothing shakes Deep's tree. You know why nothing shakes Deep's tree? Because Deep has roots in his community, roots in his people. You want to know what happens in this business? I'll give you a little side story, okay? 2019. My husband was going through a terrible medical situation. 2019, I did not make any phone calls. 2019, I still closed 32 pieces of business because of the work I had done 12 months previous, and the 12 months beyond that, and the 12 months beyond that. Didn't have to make phone calls because they called me. However, I still had to get back into the groove after I got my husband taken care of, and we're back in the groove again. So what ends up happening? I'm usually busy this time of year because nobody else is. I know y'all's numbers. I know y'all are busy right now. I know y'all got closings. I know that y'all got your goals. How do you want to pick up those little extra pieces of business and pack your first, second, and third quarter of next year? Love on your people. Tell them you love them. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at Dina's little precious little angel in the picture with her. La, la, la. She's shaking her head. So who else has ideas of how we can put items of value and crush our database? Go ahead, Tony.
I wanted to share a coach whose name is Michael Mayhew. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's wrote the book, The 7 Levels of Communication, and everything that we're talking about here is in this book right here. From calling on your database, from writing cards to them, from doing a client appreciation. And Will, I thought you probably would have done a client appreciation parties. They're the best thing to do for your people every year. Your people get together, actually, you get them together in a hall. You have a mortgage broker that you've used mostly for them, a title company to combine the monies in to buy the foods and stuff like that. And all your people get to meet each other. The way mine works is I have an attorney that I have for referrals, and I have other people come in, I introduce them all, and they all get to know each other, and each year they can't wait to see each other. All right, so you got this book, 7 Levels of Communication. He also has a podcast called The Referral, let me see, I got it for you right now, Referral Podcast. I don't know if you guys can see that. He comes out daily with great information about exactly what we're talking about here. So if you guys want to continue hearing this or listen to this video again, just follow the podcast, get the book, read it, and start implementing it. Don't just read it and listen, implement it. All right, talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Tony. So this is what's so cool, Tony. I appreciate you bringing that up because you know, you always hear George, he says, rip off and duplicate. Do you realize that's one of my #1 books? The other one is The 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell, because the highest level is the servant leader. And I want to be a servant leader. You know, I want to be a servant leader. And we're not always in the same space. However, we grow toward that. And that book is invaluable. So Tony, do me a favor, you're on your computer, type in the title and the author's name in the chat so that everybody can see that. I knew the book because I recognize that I have it. So if you could type that into the chat, that would be helpful. And look at Mr. Frank, the whole time we have been on our call, he has been walking. Are you sweating yet, buddy? He is. Look, he's got a thumbs up. He is not going to deter from what he does. I kid you not. So who was it? Hello, Miss Liz. I see my beauty queen. Hello. Delania. Good morning.
Good morning.
Share with us.
I mean, one of the things that I've been doing recently is just participating in local community events and helping out. I've been doing a lot of volunteering at my daughter's school, you know, and just helping out wherever I can, especially with children, because I come from the teaching background, so I gravitate towards families and children a lot as well.
What is the #1 thing that teachers need this year more than any other year?
Support.
Yeah, patience and grace. They're fighting a system that wants to fight them and tie their hands behind their backs to where they can't teach. You know, they're being told what to teach, when to teach, and how to teach it rather than thinking of the child. So sometimes we need to love on our teachers and give them grace and patience, because you know what? They're that conduit of our future. You know, they're the ones that are sitting there in the trenches. And you know what? I don't call them first responders. I call them first aid, because they literally are in the trenches every day with our kids, every day.
Absolutely true.
Huge. Figure out how you can like turn that into an extra special thing for your teachers. Get the community involved. You know, be an advocate, stand in the gap for people. I kid you not, people love that.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Because I want us to all think of higher ways and deeper ways that we can pour into our community to say thank you. Thank you.
Claire, I want to
Yes.
step in and I know we had the same conversation last year, and people text me and said, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and nobody did. So something's holding them back, right? The toy drive I do, I'm not the only one doing that for the whole county. They pretty much cover 4 counties, right? There are bigger law firms, there are bigger companies who've been big sponsors with them. They spend around $5,000-6,000, but I bring more toys to them because I really make it my mission to get my people involved. So guys, if somebody wants to find out about this in our area, call me. I'll explain to you. There's a in-kind donation form that you or your client will fill out. So they will get a credit or some kind of a card from the actual nonprofit organization. It's not coming from me, or it's not coming from you. It will be coming from, Embrace Family. Your people are your people. My people are my people. It's just, we're just doing a good, bigger cause. So I know a lot of people think, oh, I don't know if I want to start that. Oh, Deep's already doing it. Look at the example I'm going to give is Jessica. They all did a fundraising for hurricane, survivors and victims, and they all came together as a group. It was not an EXP event. It was not a Jessica event. It was not a, anybody else's event. It was a team effort. So this could be a team effort, guys. I have a bigger office. You guys want to drop the toys off at my place. You don't have a place to hold it. We can do that. We can work around that, because this means more to me than any transaction. I am willing to do anything and everything. I don't think Alina's on the call. Alina will tell you how involved I get with this, because it gives me 100 times more at a different level. It's not even the financing aspect of it. It's I'm not a good receiver. That was my ex-girlfriend told me, and I worked at it. So I'm getting better at it. I'm a good giver, but they said I can be a better giver when I become a better receiver. So that's the goal. So if you have any questions, how to do this, how simple it is simple as they come.
That is
Absolutely. Go ahead, Delania.
Yeah, and I just wanted to share something because that rung a bell with me. I'm the same way. I get off more from giving than receiving. And a couple of years ago, I was in counseling, and the counselor told me, because he offered something to me, and he said, why do you turn down gifts? Do you know that every time that you do that, you're blocking a blessing in your life? Because you never know where the blessing is going to come, how it's going to come, who it's going to come from. But every time you say no, and even though I know you're doing it from the kindness of your heart, even though you say no, you are intentionally blocking a blessing from that person or wherever the blessing is coming from. So Deep, good job.
That's exactly right. And really and truthfully, it is sometimes difficult for us to have that mindset. Go ahead, Kara.
Yeah, so Deep, that was something that I can hear in your voice, and the way you deliver to the people you love is Claire had told us to continue telling your people you love them. I know my love language is I have to be shown that, my husband loves me. So don't just tell your people, show your people. And then you are just walking, talking proof of when we live beyond ourselves, we really can make a difference. So I challenge everyone, even though Claire's giving us all these nuggets and everyone's dropping bombs this morning, don't do your database work because you need to, do it because you want to. And your people should feel it deep down inside your soul that you're loving on them because you want to.
I agree, Kara, 100%. We get to thank them. We
Amen.
get to pour into their lives, and I love that. And that is where your business will pivot from E to P. I kid you not. When you're pouring your heart into something that you love, especially these times, especially this time of year, when we have made a decision that we truly appreciate the people that have done business with us, and they feel that, they see that, and they know that, there is no stopping your business. It will run like a well-oiled machine all by itself. Call your people, love on your people. If they need to have business, it's going to come up in the conversation organically. They know you're in real estate. Just do you, I mean, it's huge. So all of us on the call today, if there was something deep down inside, let me pose this question this way. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? What would you do with it? Take out paying the bills, take out getting out of debt. What would you do? If you could wave the magic wand, rest on that a second. Rest on that. Now, let me put into your brain. Each and every one of us on this call run a multi-million-dollar business. What are you doing with your $1 million? Yes, God first. What are you doing with your $1 million? I love this. See, now y'all are thinking about this. Now y'all are burn up that chat. I can multitask. I can look down there at the same time. Liz, I see your mouth moving, but you're muted. Hang on, Bill.
I was saying Bill has a question.
Okay, go ahead, Bill.
Hey, no, not necessarily a question, just appreciation. You guys, yeah, I don't know who it was that said it, but everybody's dropping bombs this morning. And I figured you'd like this, Claire. I was in full-time ministry for about 5 years before I got my real estate license in 2003. And John Maxwell was on our board, and pretty special guy, getting a chance to be around him and everything. But, and you all probably heard it to the point where it might be cliche, but when you really, really think about it, it is pretty strong. Is that, and it's the same thing, whether, you tithe, you give to your church, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you don't give to get something, right? You don't give so that you get something. We get to give, right? We get to give to people. We get to, you think about, even if it's something as simple as the Toys for Tots, right? Anything like that, or what Deep's doing, it's pretty special. And I just thought that was another bomb y'all could take with you. Pretty simple: give to get instead of get to give. Pretty easy and a pretty cool little mindset thing, short and sweet. Anyway, appreciate you guys.
So Bill, you brought something up which I think is incredible, and let's give this analogy. We do not have to custom fit ourselves into a cute little bubble. Okay, I'm going to give you two opposite ends of the spectrum that I happen to absolutely love. John Maxwell, if you ever get around him, trust me, the energy, the love that pours out of that man just standing next to him, much less touching him, is incredible. I would love to be that way. I also have an influencer that I watch, Gary Vaynerchuk, only because he has the vernacular that speaks to my heart. And y'all know that I have a very passionate vernacular at certain times, and we're live. Tiffany just had to move her face because she's laughing her head off. Here's the thing. Both of them agree with loving on your people. Bill just said, we get to love on our people. We don't do it to get something in return. That would be selfish and self-centered. However, if we're positioning our businesses and positioning our mindset to pour on our people because of the love and the trust that they have given to us, if we're loving on them with the appreciation of what they've allowed to happen in our lives, your whole different mindset has changed. And that is so true. Bill, I'm so glad you brought that up. Don't give to get. You give because you have been receiving. Deep talked about it early. You know, it's hard to receive sometimes when you're a giver and you're a servant. You're like, oh no, it's okay. I can't tell you how many times Liz Quinones and I have had a conversation. She's like, Mom, what can I do for you? I'm like, babe, what can I do for you? You know, I'm like, dude, really? We have to be able to receive the gifts that we're going to receive. However, that's just a byproduct of us not blocking the blessings, which I think that Delania had talked about. We can't block somebody else's blessing, much less block our own. So when we're digging deep into our database, please understand the treasures of the people that you're dealing with. If you didn't have those people in your database, where would your business be? And don't just tell me, oh, I'll just go out and find new people. Bull stinking. Okay? Bull stinking. The people did business with you because they know you, they love you, they trusted you. So what are you going to do to show your appreciation for that? And I highly recommend the 5 Levels of Leadership by John Maxwell. The 7 levels, you know, that Tony put in the chat. Those are 2 huge, great books. If you want to pour into the lives of the people who have poured into your business, please do. Because I will assure you that it will come back to you tenfold. I think that Karen talked about that. I think that Liz talked about that. 90%, 80%, 100%. Deep talked about it. You want a big business? Go love on your people. And how many times did we hear this from George? Go out and call somebody. Tell them that you love them. You know, yes, it's cliche. However, it's real. It works. And do it in your sphere. If you're a lover of animals, go do stuff with the ASPCA. If you're a lover of the homeless people, go feed them. Go love on them. Go find out where they're going to be for the winter. You know, right now, just to let you know, there's another hurricane coming in Florida. Okay. I hope everybody has all their insurance bound before yesterday when we became in the cold. So, because it's 5 days out, it's less than that now. It's going to be here tomorrow, the winds. So, I mean, these are the things that we think about all the time. Don't let life get in the way of saying thank you. That's huge. And be willing to receive. I just saw Will just shake his head. Don't let life get in the way of saying thank you. And when it boils down to it, what are you thankful for today? I'm thankful to be on this call today. I'm thankful for the last 9 minutes that we have together. I see all of your beautiful little faces, even though you're not on camera. This is crazy. We still have 50 people on the call. What a bonus. And Bill, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Massive leaders in the spiritual realm, I think, are lacking these days. And you know what? I'm just bold enough to say I'm not ashamed. You know, I'm not ashamed. I can't do it all. He can, so I let him. And wherever your spiritual side, your mindset, your heart, because remember, your mind's out to get you, your heart's out to save you. Your mind's going to say, oh, they don't really want to hear from me. Oh, no, they know how much I love them. Oh, yeah, they'll use me again. And then your heart's saying, man, I really appreciated them being at the closing table. Man, I really appreciated that, you know, we may have struggled through the transaction, but they were so nice. Have you told them that? Have you told the cooperating agent that? Seriously? There's only 18 inches between your head and your heart. That's the journey of life. And that's the hardest part of it all, is making sure that your head and your heart are in alignment. Go ahead, Liz.
Guys, I just wanted to ask a question to the group. Like, do you guys do daily gratitude calls? Like, are your calls structured in the day to call 5 people like if you have to make 20 contacts a day, are 5 of those calls gratitude calls? Because if they're not, they should. Just saying. Just saying. So if you do, then you're on the right track. If you're not, I would definitely start putting that into your schedule. So for me, I make gratitude calls from 11 to 11:30. You guys know I'm not a cold caller. I don't do cold calls. So like when I'm doing my follow-up and everything like that, I call 5 people a day just to say, hey, I'm thankful for you. And it really sets the tone, because you may be having a great day, but the other person on the other side may have excuse the French, shitty day, and it really changes. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I'm sorry, but it definitely changes the day. So if you implement that into your business, you'll see the changes. I'm sorry, I have a call coming in.
Somebody else had their hand up.
Claire,
Yes.
first, fantastic call today. I really love how you coordinated it, all your little nuggets. I wrote every one of them down. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And what Liz just said, I wasn't going to say this, but a couple of things to say to wrap this up for you so you have on time. One of my people in my sphere, I've known her for almost 20 years. She's referred over 50 transactions to me that have closed. Every time I call her, she's like, how'd you know I was thinking of you? And it just happens. And it does brighten her day. I love her because of her loyalty. I mean, we go on massages together. We've gone on vacations together. So definitely take care of the people who have taken care of you. And they do remember you and they appreciate it.
Yes,
And
they
then,
do, Karen.
And then one more nugget. I learned to do this a long time ago, and we've mentioned it in classes, but either end of the year, first part of next year, start creating the list of all the buyers you've helped this year. And depending on the state you're in, remind them to file their homestead exemption, because it's huge. It saves them thousands of dollars over the years. In Florida, it even limits how much the state can increase their assessed value. And right now, with record-breaking increases in value, if they're not homesteaded, their taxes they will skyrocket by 10% if it's not homesteaded. So they will thank you. They will remember you for that. And that will just put another star in your cap of being a professional, that you followed up with people. Someone else mentioned this a long time ago. Someone mentioned this to me too. Even on your listings, if you have that buyer's information through an email or something, you could send buyers that you didn't represent the same email. You're not soliciting their business. You're helping them, reminding them, because I do look up old properties sometimes that I've sold just to see what's happened to the value and if people have resold, and they're not homesteaded by the people who bought them because their agent didn't do it. You will be in the minority of agents who remind people who weren't even your customer to homestead their property.
Absolutely. And we're going to dig deeper into that, Tiffany, for January. I have a whole training on that, by the way.
Oh, good.
So here's another sweet little piece of nugget. Okay. If you're worried about who to call today, who to text today, and who to contact today, let me give you a little hint of advice. Whenever, wherever someone has crossed your mind, contact them immediately. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what. However, that is a little whisper of that still small voice inside of you that's guiding you to reach out to that person for a reason. Okay. I cannot tell you in the amount of my years on this planet that when I didn't do that, something tragic had occurred. So I've learned through experience, if somebody has come into my mind, it's for a reason. Reach out to them immediately. Text, call, it doesn't matter. You'll be amazed. It goes back to what Karen had just said, where, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. I cannot think about how many times that I missed an opportunity to reach out to somebody, and now I don't have that opportunity. I have to speak to them in a spiritual realm. Okay. This is imperative. These are odd times. We always go through odd times. I can assure you. And if Bill is still in this call, he can probably shake his head to this. If someone is coming through your thoughts, reach out to them. It's for a purpose. And you're the conduit that may be the only conduit for them to have a good day. Bill is shaking his head.
Thank you, Claire. I want to be respectful of your time and it's almost 9:29.
I gotta go to grit.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. We're going to continue with after party, but thank you, Claire, for taking
Thanks,
time
Claire.
out of your day.